Forged from Iron is proud to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham United fans and friends inspired by the work of other football fan food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations from Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply 7 distribution centres in the borough, 7 days a week, and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. They are supported in their efforts by West Ham United Football Club, the WHU Foundation, LS185, London Legacy Development Corporation, Newham Council, the Met Police, Spire London East Hospital, Expedient Security, and a large number of West Ham and football fans. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Irons. Hello and welcome to Forged from Iron. We're here for the 4th round draw, and if you are watching this on YouTube, you might be watching it on Twitter, you might be watching it on Facebook, on our Facebook YouTube channel. I'm experimenting a little bit here as well. I've got my phone just in front of me, and I've just started a Twitter Spaces. I got to be honest with you. I've seen it. I've never tried it. This could go horribly wrong, but I've got my phone in front of me, which I believe, if I've done it correctly, is currently kicking out to anyone who chooses to listen. So if anybody is out there listening to this on the Twitter Spaces on the listen along, and you've not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, if you wouldn't mind very kindly hopping across onto YouTube and giving us a subscribe and hit the bell on our YouTube channel, Forged from Iron West Ham United, that would be very much appreciated. And furthermore, if any of you happen to be watching on the YouTube channel, please don't forget to like, comment on, and share the stream to your social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell icon for alerts on new content. And as always, guys, we thank you very much indeed for your support in this particular matter. So, as I say, we're here for the draw of the FA Cup 4th round. It's exactly what it says on the title. I mean, if you haven't read the title, then quite frankly, what are you doing here? So I'm guessing you're probably interested in the football. It may be that you're not actually a West Ham fan, and that's absolutely fine. Not a problem. It might be that you're just a generic football fan and you're into the FA Cup. You might be a fan of another team. Not a problem at all. Come one, come all. The draw will be taking place. It's on BBC. I've got it on BBC iPlayer on my home PC here. There's just some adverts that are going on. I've just been watching something. It looks like it was David Attenborough, to be fair. They're now on a little bit of an ad break, or not ad break, because obviously it's the BBC, but they're sort of doing little bits and pieces. And it looks like the broadcast is about to start. Now, my understanding is that they're going to be doing the draw in around about another 5 minutes, give or take. So gives us a little bit of time to have a little look on the live chat on the YouTube channel. I'm just going to turn my attention to that and just see who we've got in the building. Steve's in. Hope you're well, mate. I've got Facebook user, so I don't know who you are. I do apologize. I'm not going to have a look right now. I'm a little bit sort of all over the place, but Facebook user says, congratulations to Sonny Perkins on his first league goal. Yes. Shame it wasn't for West Ham United. Yeah. Wouldn't you just know it? Rob Singleton, hope you're well, mate. Perkins just come on for Leeds and scored. Got Leeds a draw. Yep. I know, mate. I know. Mr. Walsh is in the building, and I hope we get a pint for the next round. I wouldn't hold your breath on that. I really wouldn't hold your breath on that. We've got Irons Analysis is in. Good afternoon to you. And Sonny's talking, says Andy Walsh. So yeah, I mean, listen, I'm really happy for the kid, and I hope he goes on to have a cracking career. It's just a real shame that it's not at London Stadium, and there are obviously many reasons for that, which we could be here all night going into that. But as I say, what we're here for here is the fourth round draw of the Emirates FA Cup. If I just turn my attention back to BBC iPlayer for a moment, the BBC are just sort of going through a little montage of moments in the FA Cup, and surprise, Man City and Liverpool and Chelsea are the teams that are featuring quite prominently. What a shock. But yeah, apparently, according to the blurb that I read, which was on the FA website, it will be hosted by Mark Chapman, and the draw will be made by Emile Heskey and Karen Bardsley as part of the BBC's build-up to the tie at the Etihad Stadium. So if any of you are interested, if you want a little bit of a rundown on the numbers of the balls, we've got number 1 is Preston North End. Number 2 is Brighton and Hove Albion. 3 is Chesterfield or West Bromwich Albion. 4 is Manchester City or Chelsea. We go on. 5 is Stockport County or Walsall. 6 is Boreham Wood or Accrington Stanley. 7 is Tottenham Hotspur. 8 is Derby County or Barnsley. 9 is Cardiff or Leeds. Number 10 is the one that probably most of you guys are waiting for, West Ham. 11 is Burnley. 12 is Wrexham. 13 is Norwich or Blackburn. 14 is Villa or Stevenage. 15 is Luton or Wigan. 16 is Oxford or Arsenal. 17 is Fleetwood. 18 is Liverpool or Wolves. 19 is Grimsby. 20 is Blackpool. 21 is Leicester. 22 is Forest Green Rovers or Birmingham City. 23 is Bristol City or Swansea City. 24 is Hartlepool or Stoke. 25 is Fulham. 26 is Southampton. 27 is Sheffield United. 28 is Sunderland. 29 is Sheffield Wednesday, who obviously put out Newcastle United yesterday. 30 is Manchester United. 31 is Reading. And 32 is Ipswich Town. So that is the rundown of the numbers, the balls, the teams that are attached to the numbers on the balls. So just having a look. Yeah, Andy Walsh says Sonny is talking on ITV. Steve goes on to say cracking goal by Benny yesterday. But we're going to be doing our match review a little bit later on, as I'm sure you're well aware, Steve. If anybody isn't aware, Duke and I will be doing the match review probably around about 6 o'clock. So after this, I've got a couple of hours off, and then we'll be sort of cracking on with that. So we'll talk a little bit more about the events that took place at the G-Tech Community Stadium yesterday. So, and Robert Singleton says he would take Oxford, would mean Arsenal would be out. Yes, it would. Absolutely well spotted. But, I mean, listen, you guys in the live chat on the YouTube channel, please put in there if there's any particular team you'd like to get, or indeed reverse, any particular team you would like to avoid, please get it in there in the live chat. And for you guys that are on the listen along on Twitter, as I say, this is the first time that I've ever done a Twitter Spaces. So you'll have to forgive me if this is a little bit clunky or whatever, it doesn't work. As I say, this is my first time. As I say, I've been doing the YouTube malarkey for a little while. This is a little thing that I've sort of looked at from afar and wondered whether we could do it side by side. And I thought, do you know what? Stuff it. Let's try it today. So if it works, great. If it doesn't, then there you go. But if you are listening on Twitter, as I say, welcome along. If you haven't already done so, please do hop along to our YouTube channel, Forge from Iron, West Ham United, and give that a subscribe. It would be very much appreciated. And if any of you guys out there that are not subscribed to our Twitter account, that is at Forged Talk. So please pop along there and give us a follow. It would be very much appreciated. I'm just looking at the footage on the BBC iPlayer. They're just at the Etihad right now. The camera is focusing on the Chelsea team. You've got Gary Lineker, Alan Shearer, and Mika Richards that are in the executive box, studio, whatever, at the Etihad. And they're now focusing the camera on the Manchester City player, Julian Alvarez, who obviously has a World Cup winners medal around his neck, and good luck to him. giving the crowd a little bit of a wave. Not quite sure if he's involved in the match. I've got literally no clue. I haven't seen the lineups because, to be perfectly honest with you, my attention was focused on the draw because obviously that's what I'm doing a YouTube stream on. So really, not really too bothered about anything else. So just going to turn my attention back to matters. Here we go. Looks like they're about to move over now. Lineker's just doing the handover. Yep, we're going over now to the draw. So Mark Chapman is there. You've got Karen Barsley and Emil Heskey. He's just doing his little bit of spiel. And he's just introducing the two people that will be conducting the draw. Karen Barsley is introducing former Lioness, goalkeeper, and they've just shown something, wouldn't you believe it? She was the goalkeeper in 2019 in the Women's FA Cup final against a certain West Ham United, and I was there with my wife, my daughter, and one of my daughter's friends. And then they're introducing Mr. Emil Heskey, who obviously won the FA Cup in 2001 when they beat Arsenal. He actually won it three cups, or cup finals. But 2001, he won the FA Cup, and as I say, Karen Barsley was in goal in 2019. She made a cracking save in the final. I have to give it to her, but as I say, sadly, it was against West Ham women's team. Obviously, I'm a little bit behind. So if anybody's sort of like watching this in real time, as Andy just says, they're just about to start in real time. The balls are in, as I say. This is obviously, I'm watching it on BBC iPlayer, so there will be a little bit of a lag. So if any of you guys are watching this live, so Karen Barsley's just having a little chit chat with Mark Chapman, and they're just exchanging a few pleasantries. So Karen Barsley will be responsible for drawing the balls for the home team, whereas Emil Heskey will be responsible for drawing the away team. So the balls are just going in the little pot now, placed in very diligently by Mr. Emil Heskey, and they're just going through basically the numbers of the balls and what teams they're attached to, as I did a little bit earlier for you guys. And as I say, the number that probably most of you here are interested in is going to be number 10, which is obviously our very own West Ham United. But if you guys that are listening or viewing are interested in other teams and you've just come here to sort of have a little bit of a listen along or watch along, then you're very, very welcome. And Karen Barsley's just going in now, having a little swirl around in the pot of balls. And she draws out number 1, would you believe? And that is Preston North End. So they get a home tie. And then Emil Heskey has drawn out number 7. And number 7 is Tottenham Hotspur. So Tottenham Hotspur are going away to Deepdale. Preston North End, who won the FA Cup in 1888. The first team to do the double. I wasn't alive then, despite what some might say. So Southampton have come out next. They're at home and they will be faced by Blackpool. Blackpool will be going to St Mary's. Southampton v Blackpool. Number 12 is Wrexham. So they have a home tie. Ryan Reynolds and all that. And they will be playing number 27. And number 27 is Sheffield United. Don't mention Carlos Tevez to them. Karen Barsley's now going in. She's having a rummage. She's got number 32. And as I say, Carlos Tevez is squad number at West Ham. There you go. Psychic or what? Ipswich Town have a home tie, Portman Road, against number 11, Burnley. Obviously flying high in the championship, doing very well. They beat Bournemouth yesterday, didn't they? So number 30 is the next one out. That's Manchester United. They get a home tie. What a shock. What a shock. Manchester United at home in the FA Cup. Who'd have thought it? 31's the next one out, and 31 is Reading. Oh, Manchester United get a home tie against the lower league team. But who's the manager of Reading? It's Paul Ince. Number 15's the next one out, and that is Luton or Wigan. Luton or Wigan. So it's either Kenilworth Road or the DW Stadium. And the visitors to either one of those stadiums will be Grimsby Town. Grimsby Town. That's a bit fishy. So number 8's the next one out. Derby County. Get a home tie at Pride Park, or whatever they call it these days. It's probably something else due to naming rights. Number 10, that's us. We're away at Derby, ladies and gentlemen. We're away at Derby, Pride Park. 24, Stoke City. Stoke City get the home tie at the Bet365 Stadium. 14 is next, and that is Aston Villa or Stevenage. So it could be a Midlands derby there if Villa get through. I'm sure Stevenage will have something to say about that. 13 is next out. That is Blackburn Rovers, 1995 Premier League winners. And they are facing number 22. And 22 is either Forest Green Rovers or Birmingham City. Interesting. So number 5's coming out now. And number 5 is Walsall. So the Bescot will be the destination of their opponents will be number 21. And number 21 is Leicester City, another Midlands derby in the FA Cup. That's going to be a tricky tie for Leicester, I feel. 29 is Sheffield Wednesday, who obviously had that fantastic result against Newcastle. And they will be playing number 17. And number 17 is Fleetwood, 2 League One teams there. There you go. Number 4 is the next one drawn out by Karen Carney, and that is either Manchester City or Chelsea. And the result of that will probably be determined very, very shortly in the next hour and a half or so. And they will have a home tie against 16, which is either Oxford United or Arsenal. So there we go. Again, in all likelihood, you'd say Arsenal are the favourites to get through to play either City or Chelsea, but Oxford will have something to say about that. 23 is next, and that is Bristol City or Swansea City will be at home against either number 3, which will either be Chesterfield or West Bromwich Albion. So there you go. Interesting. Number 2's the next one drawn out by Karen Carney. So Brighton and Hove Albion get a home draw. So going to the Amex will be, if Emil Heskey can grab the ball that's rolling around, number 18 is either Liverpool or Wolverhampton Wanderers. There you go. Little bit of goings on yesterday at Anfield, I hear. 25, Fulham. Home tie, Craven Cottage. Runners up in 1975, as we all know. Will play 28, Sunderland. Sunderland, winners in 1973. Jim Montgomery, Bob Stokoe and all that. Ian Porterfield. Number 6, Boreham Wood or Accrington Stanley get a home tie. There's only one ball left, so you know it's going to be Cardiff City or Leeds United. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. So, as far as us West Ham fans are concerned, which I'm guessing most of us here probably are, the one that interests us is we're going away to Pride Park or whatever it's now called, and we will be facing Derby County. And they're just going to get the whole lot up again. Just to go through it with you is Preston v Tottenham, Southampton v Blackpool, Wrexham v Sheffield United, Ipswich v Burnley, Manchester United versus Reading, Luton or Wigan versus Grimsby, Derby or versus West Ham, Stoke versus Aston Villa or Stevenage. So League One Derby will be facing at home to West Ham. Blackburn v Forest Green Rovers or Birmingham, Walsall versus Leicester, Sheffield Wednesday v Fleetwood, Man City or Chelsea v Oxford or Arsenal, Bristol City versus Bristol City or Swansea, versus Chesterfield or West Brom, Brighton versus Liverpool or Wolves, Fulham v Sunderland, Boreham Wood or Accrington versus Cardiff or Leeds. And the ties are to be played the weekend of January 27th to the 30th. So we got a little trip up to Derby County, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to have a little look here who's been contributing in the live chat on YouTube. And as I say, if any of you guys have been listening to this on Twitter, as I say, this is the first time I've done a Twitter Spaces, so if this has been an absolute bag of crap, then I apologise. As I say, it's the first time I've ever tried this, and I'm doing it in conjunction with doing the YouTube as well. So if any of you are listening on Twitter Spaces and you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, if you could hop across to the YouTube channel on A Forge from Iron and give us a subscribe and hit the bell, that would be much, much appreciated. And of course, if any of you are watching on YouTube and you haven't given us a follow on Twitter, then again, our handle is @ForgeTalk. And yeah, could be worse. And I think that is a good draw for us, Irons Analysis. I think, I'm not being funny. Yes, they've got the home draw, but we're 2 divisions above. So you'd like to think, even if we put out something of a second string team, that should be enough to take care of Derby County. And Steve agrees that's okay, Derby away. So yeah, there you go. So that's me done, guys. The draw is all complete. So as I say, the ties will be played on the weekend of January the 27th to the 30th. We are away. West Ham United are away to Derby County. And I think that's a good draw for us. I think it's a very good draw. We'll be back for the match review for the Brentford game that took place yesterday. Duke and I will be back in probably about 2 hours' time. Irons Analysis has just popped in to say Arsenal versus City potentially as well. So one of the favourites will be out. Yeah, I mean this is it. There's a couple of Premier League teams that are going against each other. So and that obviously is the one that you look at and say straight away, City or Chelsea versus Oxford or Arsenal. In all likelihood, it's going to be Arsenal, with all due respect to Oxford fans. But I think that would be one that I'd be looking at and going, oh, yeah, that's possibly the tie of the round. Obviously, outside of Derby versus West Ham, I would suggest. Anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. It's been a very interesting experience. As I say, I don't know how this thing on Twitter has gone. It might, like I say, it might be crap, it might be good. But if anybody's been listening along as well, that is much appreciated. Thank you very much for that. And just one thing left to say. We'll see you again for the match review of the Brentford game that took place yesterday. Thank you very much. And don't forget to give your support to the Iron Supporting Food Banks charity. And I'll see you again soon. Come on, you Irons. Stay safe. Forge from Iron is proud to support Iron Supporting Food Banks. They are a group of West Ham United fans and friends inspired by the work of other football fan food banks around the country. They collect food and cash donations from Newham Food Bank in Beckton, who supply 7 distribution centres in the borough, 7 days a week, and hand out several hundred 3-day emergency food packs every month to families in need. They are also working with other groups to improve conditions for vulnerable adults and children in the Newham community. They are supported in their efforts by West Ham United Football Club, the WHU Foundation, LS185, London Legacy Development Corporation, Newham Council, the Met Police, Spire London East Hospital, Expedient Security, and a large number of West Ham and football fans. You can help by making a donation to their Just Giving page. You will find the link to this in the description section of the video details in this stream. Thank you for your support. Come on, you Irons.